For the second year, the Suits to Success project at Sumner High School collaborates with community leaders to provide senior boys with their first tailored suits. Here today with more is Rhea Willis. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And I got to say, congratulations to you for having a great successful first year of your program now. This is the second year, correct?
Yes, correct.
Let's start at the very beginning. I mean, what is Suits to Success and how did it get started?
Well, I have a good friend named Calvin. He called me one day and said, hey, I got these suits and I want to give it to some boys. Do you know any boys who will like them? And I'm like, wow, suits, let me get back with you. So I thought about it. I was like, where can I give these suits to what boys? So I thought about my senior boys who are going to graduate from Sumner. So I said, well, I'll put it under my science department and see how I could branch it off from that. So what I did, I called him back. I said, yeah, I have senior boys. And he said, okay, how many? And I gave him the amount. He said, I got you. And I was like, are you for real? He's like, yeah, I have suits I would donate. And I said, okay, well now I need to get shirts, ties, shoes, socks, belts, and etc. So that's how it started.
All right, so it started, I mean, what were you thinking when you first get that call to say suits donated? I mean, you're like, what am I going to do this? You're the chairwoman of the science department. We need to know you oversee the science department at Sumner High School. So what are you thinking when you get this call?
I was like so shocked. I'm like, you thought about me? He's like, well, you work with a lot of the boys, so I would just want to give out suits. And I'm like, okay, but I have like 20-some boys, 30 boys, you know? He's like, no problem. Just tell me. And I said, okay, now make sure the boys don't look like old men. Okay, so make sure it's age appropriate. He said, no problem. So he gave me the suits. Then I got a seamstress to make sure they were tailored to fit the boys correctly.
Let's talk about the bigger, I mean, because we're hearing what you're saying. You're providing suits to graduating seniors. There is a bigger implication here, right? Because we go on, these are students who are going to go on to have professional careers, apply for jobs. And this is kind of part of the package, depending what industry you want to go into. So, I mean, do you see this as a bigger picture of introducing sort of about skills for job interviews and about getting into a professional career?
Yes, of course. First impression is a must. And that's why I tell all my boys, all our boys, I'll say our because it's all the teachers that are involved with this process. And what I tell the boys is that, you know, you have to look presentable. You cannot wear jeans and tennis shoes in every place you go. There's some places where you must have shirt and tie or a suit, especially when you interview. I don't care if you interview for McDonald's, you still want to look presentable. And how does that look? Now, I know the style is the skinny pants and, you know, that's the style, but a tailor suit never goes out of style because it fits the body.
I have some photos that I want to pull up and then we can kind of walk through it because I think what you're hitting at, there are organizations, interestingly, like this that focus sometimes on women too, where it's like to get them their first suit to help them with those job interviews. And this is great to start just a little bit earlier in high school. Tell me what we're looking at here in this image.
Okay, great. The man right there with the bow tie, he is a pastor at St. James Church, and he's one of the mentors. So I have black males from all different professions come out and dress the boys. I'm nowhere there. You know, I let them do everything. They show them about what ties go with what suits and shirts. They talk about interview etiquette. They talk about grooming. They talk about how you present yourself, your interviews, how do you talk, how you present yourself. So this is one of my mentors, and it was another young brother behind him in a blue shirt as well that came out and help dress the boys. Okay.
I know we have, we'll do this last photo and then I want to come back with something to you. So who are we looking at?
Now here's one of the sponsors. He sponsored belts for the boys. And he owns his own business. He's a black owned business. And he said, yeah, I'd love to come out and help you with this. This is a great opportunity. And he provided belts for them. And he helped dress the boys. I
think this is great. When we come back for our second segment, I do want to talk about these bigger sort of social, the sort of social development, because that's really like a key component for a lot of graduates that sometimes isn't addressed alongside the academics. So I want to get into that. But for now, we've got more information there for you on the screen. It's Suits to Success, a project that Rhea started almost 2 years ago. Last year, so we're going into the second year. And not for the summer, but starting on the fall school year for the 1920 school year. Rhea will be accepting accepting donations of suits, ties, dress shoes, and more. So if you know someone or if you yourself want to donate, you can email her at rhea.willis@slps.org. Not really operating over the summer, but starting in the fall when school starts back up. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have Rhea, talk more with Rhea about this great program that she started, so stay with us. We'll be right back.